All right, here you are. If you're still with us for the album Load, you must really like us, or you got nothing better to do. Because I know a lot of people pretend that Load and the next few albums don't exist because they're so different from the first 5 albums. And when Metallica did this, everybody got mad at them for cutting their hair. Yeah, see, I don't have long hair anymore. So
Yeah, but there was never documented proof on your channel that you ever did, so you could be lying.
I guess I'll just have to.
Desert Coyote's lying to you as a
Do you not?
life.
Okay, on that no cussing club, when I'm in my hockey gear, do you not see the picture where I have hair coming all the way down to here?
It's clearly photoshopped. Desert Coyote hates his audience.
No, I don't.
He wishes you all unsubscribe.
So a lot of people hated Metallica because you guys cut your hair. You guys made your songs slower. This isn't Master of Puppets. Fuck.
What's going on?
Oh my god. So everybody was expecting Load to be a Black Album too, and and Metallica decided, no, we're not going to make a second Black Album. We're going to do what we want to do. So what resulted was the album Load, and here's our first, and the first song is "Ain't My Bitch."
Wait, before we continue, fun fact: album artwork was a mix between horse semen and blood, right?
Made by Andre Serrano.
Yeah.
When I first saw the album cover, I thought, oh, that's a cool looking flame, and then I realized what it was, and I'm like, oh shit. And
Fun fact. Fun fact.
This has been your daily fact from J Matt Music.
Yeah.
Check out his channel.
Yeah, check out my channel. Good.
So anyway, the first song, "Ain't My Bitch." I mean,
ain't my problem, cause I hate this song.
Why do you hate this song?
I don't know. It ain't.
Okay, it just ain't his bitch. "Ain't My Bitch." It really isn't a bad song. I do like it. It's a good angry song to say to a woman if you want to say something. But nothing much needs to be said about it. There's like a hint of classic Metallica riffage in it, but it's not, so this is technically one of the fast songs on Load, but that's really not saying much. 2x4, I like. Believe it or not, it was actually one of the first songs Metallica released to the public when they were on their Black Album tour. But could you imagine a lot of these people were thinking, yeah, new song. Wait, this is a new song? What?
I have a friend who says 2x4 is literally the worst Metallica song he's ever heard.
Who?
You don't know.
Maybe I don't want to know.
I ain't naming people.
That's okay, you don't need to name people.
In public YouTube.
Don't worry about
Continue.
it. Okay, and then House That Jack Built. And the first time I heard Load was on the same car trip when I heard Kill 'Em All. So I'm getting tired when I'm listening to this, but... So House That Jack Built, initially I thought, okay, this is boring. This is kind of a boring song. But through high school, through my senior year, I listened to Load again, and I was like, oh, I actually like this song. It's pretty heavy, but again, it's not like anything Metallica's ever done. So for that reason, a lot of people hate it. But the next 4 songs on the record are the high point of Load, and for me, it's the high point of the 90s for them. The first one is Until It Sleeps, which is a song about cancer. It's an amazing song. And for those of you that are not going to give Load a chance because you're too fucking stuck up because it's not on Master of Puppets, you got to give this song a chance because it's still a great personal song about inner pain and everything like that. So you got to give that a chance. And what do you think?
Until It Sleeps is just, good.
It is a good...
Because we personally relate to it. So
yeah, we really do. It's what my brother had. Well, so and all that. And then the next one, King Nothing. I like it. I like King Nothing too. The structure of it reminds me of Enter Sandman.
I never had listened to that song until we just played guitar here in Metallica, and then I was like, why am I not listening to this song?
Exactly.
King Nothing's good. I think King Nothing was originally supposed to be titled Load, wasn't it? It was going to be the title track.
Could have been.
I think that's what I read somewhere.
Right, and I think the video to it is actually pretty inventive too. And then if you ever hear him say at the end, "Oh, the Neverland," it's actually referencing to the fact that it kind of sounds very, very similar to Enter Sandman.
Where's your crown, King Nothing?
Back there. And then the next one, Hero of the Day. Another one that I really like. It's one of those songs that start out slow and then actually gets really intense at the end with double bass. So I, and then it's hard to decide what the lyrics are about, but it's actually still a great song to listen to. So it's another one of the favorites. Again, for those of you stubborn ass people, give it a chance. Give Hero of a Day a chance.
If you look at this album, going into it, you're like expecting like crazy thrashy Metallica. You're not gonna like it, but if you look at it as like a separate kind of out, like a different style, like you can't look at it from like a this is gonna be crazy heavy thrashy. I love this perspective. Unless you're one of those people that just hates everything besides heavy metal.
Right, but we're not.
I like different genres of music, so I can enjoy this.
I like different genres of music. I like anything as long as it's played good. And Hero of the
music, check me out.
Hero of the Day is played good, and I love the symphonic version of it, by the way. And the next song on my list is probably my favorite song of all time, "Bleeding Me." I didn't really catch attention to it till my older brother, told me to listen to it as well. And since then, it's been my anthem. It's always been a song that speaks to me about what life is like. It's all, in terms of digging your way to get to better pastures, get to a better life.
Thorn in my side is from the tree I planted.
Sowing my seeds from the tree I planted.
I don't know.
My mistake. I'm 15.
I'm 15.
Like, and then but then the album kind of. So then after those 4 songs, okay, then it goes to Cure,
I
which
like Cure.
you like Cure.
Everyone seems to have the sickness because everyone seems to need the cure.
Well,
something like that.
Yeah, but a Cure for me is a meh because it's like, okay, maybe it's a little bit of filler in my eyes. But hey, if you love it, you love it. That's the most important part. And then the next one, Poor Twisted Me. This is where the album starts to get bluesy, and it starts with Poor Twisted Me. And initially, I didn't like it because of the way Hetfield's voice gets distorted when he goes, "Poor Twisted Me," and it just gets really distorted. And it's like, this sucks. But after a few more listens later on, it's like, oh, it's not a bad song. But nothing much needs to be said. "Wasting My Hate" is another one of the fast songs on the album. Technically, one of the faster songs on the album, but it's like, and I actually really like the song. What about you? No, that's Ain't My Bitch.
Yeah. Okay. I haven't listened to this album recently or a lot. This is probably one of my lesser known Metallica albums, but I'm sure you guys already realize I know so much about these albums already. So,
and then
I'm
now,
a decent fan.
but then after "Wasting My Hate" comes the song where everybody's like, "Oh my God, it's fucking country! What the fuck?"
I dig me some Mama Said. Though.
But I like Mama Said. I'm not a country fan. I'm okay. I tolerate country. Mama Said, I like. It's actually a very, very, very decent song. And I do like the video about it, too. Are you trying to play it?
Yeah. I've never attempted. I don't know.
Okay, whatever. And then, so Mama Said, at first, I used to skip it. I was like, fuck, this is country. I ain't listening to this shit. But finally gave it a chance.
Listen to metal.
But then I finally gave it a chance. It was like, hey, this is actually very good. So, and after Mama Said comes Thorn Within. Where at this point, when the first time I listened to this album, I'm like, this is boring. I mean, I'm driving through the middle of the Colorado, not the Colorado desert, but I'm on my way to Durango, Colorado. And I'm driving through the middle of the Colorado Plateau in northeastern Arizona, and I'm like near the Four Corners area. And I'm like, God, this is boring, and it just like signified what I was driving through the whole time. I mean, the desert's beautiful, but when you're driving through it nonstop, it gets boring, and everything like that. But it actually does pick up in intensity when you give it a few more listens, and it's still a decent song. Ronnie is one that I used to not really like at first, and then I actually liked it again because you actually can correlate it between being it as a song about a guy that's just so depressed to the point where he shoots everybody up. So it could give you a reminder of the Columbine killers and all that. And but then the last song on the record, Outlaw Torn, which is one of the longest songs they've ever done, I love. I actually first heard the symphony version of it before I heard the studio version of it, and it still packs a powerful passion to it. I mean, it's it's not a
Stick
fat.
Fantasy.
That's right. We put it.
Check it out.
It's at that in our old Stick Fantasy videos. It's the ending credit song to
Link
it.
in the description.
Yeah. But it's if you just give it a chance, it's like what if you give yourself in that mood, it's actually a very decent song with a very decent riff and good melody. So it's like I don't know why a lot of people don't like it. I mean, it's a good personal lyric song, and a lot of the songs on Load are that way, especially Hero Until It Sleeps and Bleeding Me. Lyric wise, this is where Hetfield is at his best, in my opinion. I mean, it's gone from apocalyptic lyrics, political lyrics, into lyrics that are basically coming from the heart of Hetfield, actually. And for that reason, I like it. Because it's just like, it speaks more to my heart in general. It speaks more to a lot of people's hearts in general. So it's just like J-Map said. It's, if you're expecting this to be a Metallica album, if you go in there with too much expectations about, this isn't Master of Puppets.
I mean, it technically is a Metallica album.
It is.
It
was written by it.
Generally would think of when you think of Metallica.
But I mean, as a standalone hard rock album, it's still heavier than a lot of the hard rock albums that came out at the time, and it's still better than a lot of the hard rock albums that came out at the time. So as a standalone album, it is still a really good album. And I don't not only say it exists, I love Load. And during high school, when I had at the time 8 albums of Metallica at my disposal, Load was actually my favorite at the time because it was so different from everybody else. A lot of people complain about Metallica cutting their hair. Well, actually,
hair doesn't make the music.
Well, and that's actually Metallica being them, because at the time in the mid '90s with grunge and everything like Pearl Jam and Nirvana, long hair was actually starting to become in. If you guys notice, I mean, a lot of people in the '90s started to grow their hair out because for alternative reasons. So Metallica said, "Well, fuck that. We're going to cut ours short." So short hair became what was out. So they decided to go against the grind. And Load is another example of them going against the grind. And do I think they probably would have written this album with Cliff? Would Cliff like this album? I think he would. I mean, this is again a signification of, if you like us, great. If not, fuck you. This album basically says that right there. I mean, I know it doesn't really get played that often in their shows nowadays because a lot of people don't want to hear it. But for those that actually do give the album for what it is, do give it a chance. I'm asking those who are not too stubborn just to give Load a chance. Don't give Peace a chance, give Load a chance. All right, and then now we come to the next part of it, which would be Reload.